Hello guys, this is Felicity and today we'll be looking at the pointers in Excel. Now if I'm going to my Excel sheet and I'm pointing at the sheet, you can see my pointer, it's a white cross. Now if I click, you can see that the white cross is a selecting pointer. I can select with it. If I want to select a block, I'll use the white cross to select my block. Okay, but then as soon as I have a block and I want to point at a block and move a block, if I point at a block, you see that my pointer, my arrow changes to a pointing arrow. And now with the pointing arrow, I'm able to move a block. Okay, I'm about to move a block now. There's my block moved. Okay, that is pointing at a block with a pointing arrow. So I'm going to Control Z and return the block. Okay, now, but then my pointer, if I point between the column labels, you see that I get a thin hair black cross with a double-headed arrows on the right and left, and this with this pointer, I'm able to adjust the column width. So if I go ahead and click and I drag this, I'm able to adjust my column to a new size. And you can see as I click and drag, my width is adjusted and you can see the size amount. Okay, but then there's another way of doing it. But then when you point between the row labels, you see you get again the thin hair black cross again with double-headed arrows up and down. Now with this, if you hold down and drag, then your height is adjusted. Okay, now as you change your height, you can see the size adjustment. I'm at 27, I'm at 21, and if I want to be at exactly 20, I must move a bit slow. But another way of doing it, if you want your height adjusted, you can go ahead, go to the cells group, and at the cells group you just click on format and go to row height if you want to adjust the row height, and go to column width if you want to adjust the column width. So adjusting the row height, you click on the row height and you go ahead and give your rows the exact row height you want. I'm changing it to 30 and click on OK. Then my row height is adjusted to 30. And if you want a specific column width, you go ahead and click on column width and type then column width size you want. I'm going to go ahead and give it a size 45 and click OK. Then there's my biggest column width, size 45. Okay, we can go ahead and just Control Z to undo the big column width. That is the column width size. So we're still looking at the arrows, but now take note that between the row and the column labels, you get this kind of arrow, but then if or pointer. But if you go to the to the column label itself, you get a black arrow pointer. Now with a black arrow pointer, you are able to select a column, and with the black arrow pointer, you are also able to point at a row. Okay, now if you want, meaning if you want to, for example, if you want to insert a new row, you can use the pointer, right click and insert, then a new column is inserted. And if it's in an arrow, you point at the row, right click and insert, and a row will be inserted above. That is your pointers. Okay, and then lastly with your pointers, I'm going to go ahead and just remove the calculations here and check. Now if I go to the formula in cell F3 and I point at the bottom right corner of this active cell, you'll see my pointer changes to a thin hair black cross. Now with this cross, we call this cross a fill handle. Now using the fill handle, I hold down and drag the cross and go down, you see the cross, the pointer or the cross automatically recalculates the rest of the cells. So its function is to copy. Now in this instance, it's copying the formula. You can go ahead and copy almost anything. If I have a word in here and I want to copy, you just go to the bottom right corner and your pointer changes to a thin hair block cross. You click and drag and it copies the word. But now copying, it doesn't just copy the word or the formula. It can also perform the works of the fill series by, if I have 1 and 2 in this cell and I select both and I point at the bottom right corner, I hold on and drag the fill handler, then it fills the series. Now the fill series can also copy the pattern. So if I have 20 and 40 and I point and I drag, then it copies the whole thing. But then if I have days of the week, Monday, and I also use the fill handler, then the fill handler copies the days of the week. And if I have months in a year, I just type the first one and I use the fill handle, then it types the rest of the months. They have January, February up to March. So that concludes the lesson about your pointers and the arrows on your screen in Excel. Thank you for watching me.